Friends. Hello, Morgan Hickman, World's Strongest Reviews. Today, it's been too long doing a movie review and a new movie, new release, because I am a current modern man. And I'm doing Doctor Strange today. Saw the new Doctor Strange movie a few days ago on Tuesday, and was not super impressed. I from the start, I'm not a big fan of like CGI heavy movies. To me, it's kind of like, why am I watching a video game? Like it just like it doesn't impress me. I don't know, because it's like whoa, that was crazy. It's like, yeah, they can make whatever they fucking want. Like that's kind of the point. They can do whatever they want now. So really, like, it's that you'd have to push it so hard to impress me, and not really like visually. I'm talking like just like imagination wise, and I feel it's like they just fucking did. What was that fucking Leonardo DiCaprio movie? Oh my god, Perception, fucking God damn it. I have to look it up. Inception. Fucking Inception. Thank you. It was just so they stole like the whole Inception building, cities on top of each other thing, and then they just like did that more. Because that was a big selling movie. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. This movie. It's just gonna like melt your fucking mind. And like I came out being unmelted. My mind felt incredibly unmelted. So first, and another thing. So spoilers. I'm gonna go through the whole fucking thing and break down what I didn't like about it. And so if you haven't seen it, I don't know. Maybe I'll save you some time or stop watching. I don't know. Keep watching. So starts off, successful. Well, it starts off with like a little battle between the bad guy, played by a guy that I love, cast wise. This was at least well done. Mads Mikkelsen plays Caecilius, I guess is the bad guy's name. Yeah, Caecilius. And so it starts out with a little battle. He steals, some shit. He steals a page out of a book from the fucking ancient one or whatever. Takes off. They battle, but he escapes anyway. He escapes with the shit. Then cut to Benedict Wong. He's a surgeon, and he's like just fucking, it's basically just diatonic Tony Stark, right? He's just like it's obvious his flaws or how pretentious or how vain he is, how egotistical. He just thinks he's number one because he is number one though. Like he's good, but he's so good he's flawed though because of his pride. That's his, he's rich and yada yada. Anyway, gets in a car accident. And well, real quick before that though, it starts out with him, of course, being a music hipster because now post Guardians of the Galaxy, all comic book movies must have cool soundtracks, like very very like musically hip soundtracks with like classic beats that like if you don't like them you're an idiot, and so they're just like perfect. Like we just like, and we can ensnare people so easily with these little things that have nothing to do with like the fucking plot or the characters or even comic books. Like we'll just throw in really good music so then you can't hate it. Anyway, let's keep going. So he gets in a car accident and destroys his hands. My hands! It's just like he's driving like this apparently, and then he gets in the car and like, like I don't know. And so he's just got these fucked hands now, and he can't do his surgical practice. His life is falling apart. Rachel McAdams, who plays I almost said Mordo, plays Christine. He's like, why don't you get out of my life? It's just like this really forced fucking argument between the two of them. Just like, you just love helping me because da da da. And it's just like, I don't even like. We're like 15 minutes in, and like they're doing this. Like I have no investment here. Like so, like this is just, it means nothing. But he gets really mad, so he's a total dick. She takes off, and And he's living this broken down life until he starts looking into the, because he's like, no one can fix your hands. He's like, the only man who could fix your hands was you. Irony. So, so he has no hands. And, he looks into basically, he starts, his, in one little good part of, some good guy, he's talking to like a physical therapist, and the guy's like, he's like, I heard of a man who couldn't be healed by Western medicine, and he came back eventually, or like we saw him and he was healed like 2 years later, and Benedict's like, he's like, show me the records. He's like, if it'll shut your arrogant ass up, I damn well like will get the fucking records. And it's like, oh yeah, someone calls him a dick. It's just organic, I suppose. Like, it's just some like unforced dialogue, because it's like, yeah, I don't think many people have like a lot invested in Doctor Strange at this point. The character, other than like, he's a dick, but so is Tony Stark. So it's just like, oh, he's Tony. Like, you're just invested because you've seen Tony Stark, so you're like, I know where this is going. Apparently, he finds this guy that, and this is like one of the first, besides just kind of the boringness of it so far. This was the first like, okay moment. So he like finds a guy who's been like healed or whatever. This man that had this the same kind of nerve damage I had, but is now walking again. So he finds him, and he's like, because this all happens in New York. Finds him under like the Brooklyn Bridge playing like street ball with some friends. He's an older guy, but yeah, him and these like real blue collar dudes are like playing some shooting some hoops. He's like, excuse me, like, can I talk to you about your wound? And he's like, and he's like, man, what? He's like, what, you want to talk to me? He's like, maybe these are reason. It's like, I love every time he's able to like whip out his hands and like show how like his horrible hands. I'm a monster. So he starts explaining to the guy, he's like, how did you get healed? And the dude, like, because I'm like, at this point, I'm when the thing happens, and it's quickly becoming apparent that he, this is the problem in the movie, that his hands, this is what will drive him to this Eastern temple, the ancient temple in the Himalayas, where Doctor Strange classically learns all of his powers. And I was like, okay, so at least this can't be that formulaic, right? Like they'll, God, I hate the lighting. And then you take it away. Well, fuck it. So I'm like, at least they'll pull something kind of creative here, right? They'll find a good way for him to get out there. I don't know. They'll call him, "You chosen one, come to us," or something will happen. And instead, he just like talks to fucking like Joe the plumber, this guy who apparently like went to Tibet and got his shit healed. It's literally just like like through a friend type thing. Like, oh, I heard, like, how did you find the ancient temple where you learned the secrets of like fucking magic? It's like, I got referred here by a dude through a physical therapist in New York. It's just kind of took him 2 steps. 2 steps. Physical therapist, Joe Plumber, who went there apparently, which is insane, because it's like, how did that guy fucking, he's like, man, I was lost. I just like ended up traveling the world and like looking for, things and ways, and it's like, I thought it said, earlier, it's like you destroyed your back, like you were a construction worker. So it's like, how does a construction worker like afford, a crippled one now with like insane medical bills, afford to like get to Nepal and just go like, I just fucking went to Nepal, and then learn that shit enough to heal your back. So like he frees the body and the mind, and he's explained this to Doctor Strange too, by the way. He's telling him, I healed myself through like body and mind and spirit and Eastern philosophy. So here enters like the big, I guess like what you'd say the thesis or whatever, the fucking movie, or the no, I can't think of the term right now. It starts with an M. whatever. Eastern Western medicine essentially is like, the fact that Western medicine looks down on Eastern medicine, but it's such like, and yet it's such like a surface. It's not even almost like a conversation or like a think piece on it. It's really just like a bare explanation of what's going on. It's just like, in the West we believe in pills and machine science and medication. In the East, they believe in kooky other things and, like open your mind. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's like, yeah, like anyone who knows anything about Eastern medicine is kind of aware of that, which I'm pretty sure, like, I get maybe you're making these films for a very, surface audience. Fine. Anyway, so yeah, so this guy who went to Nepal got healed and now came back. So and now he's just like back to being a New York guy. It's like, yeah, I went there, obtained some enlightenment, and then I decided, I'm healed, and I came back to New York, and now I play street ball with my friends again. I don't like sit in a fucking monastery reading books because like that's what I did for a few years there. No, I'm just back to like normal American life. I was like, this is how, and of course it's just like, and then he's like, well, okay, and so he just takes off and he does it, and it really was that simple. It really was that simple. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get a quick drink real quick. I could sing a song maybe. No, so anyway, Doctor Strange boards a flight to fucking, Tibet or Nepal or whatever. Nepal, yeah, Kathmandu, right? Goes there, and he gets to like the city that the guy told him the place was near or in or whatever, but he doesn't know he just knows like the name of the monastery. So he just goes around just asking random people. I love it. He's like, folk blah, folk blah, folk blah, and everyone's just like walking around like, who's this crazy fucking dude? And of course, then eventually though, and I love this motherfucker's name, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays Mordo, who you totally know that was like an old character by the name. He just like happens to see him again. It's like, wow, this is like a lot of this was just fucking. It's like how he reached this temple was like word of mouth and dumb luck because he just like passes Mordo by, this dude who's in a like full like cloak and like epic like, if I'm like, I'd ask him. So he's walking around going Oklahoma, and like he hears him, he tail him for a while. Of course he's walking around, he gets jumped by these punks and give me a wallet, and then Mordo shows up, kicks their asses. So he obviously establishes himself and his skill and power, and like, ooh, moment, and he's like, I believe you're looking for us. And so he is like, come on, buddy. Like, hey, you were asking around. Let me take you to the ancient temple. Sure, who knows who you could be? Fuck it. Come on. So takes him to the temple, which I'm still kind of confused. I kind of forget. Like, I know where he pops out later, but I forget if they like walk up in the mountains. But that's not fucking important. They get to the temple, takes him inside, and he and they like literally. So this is like the biggest problem with the movie. This is like my first. Aside from like big problems coming in the movie were two. One, heavy on CGI, and the other one was the casting of the fucking Ancient One. So the Ancient One is this being. I don't know, human, like yes and no, like maybe was human, she's like a Gandalf but whatever, like she is just an ancient Tibetan Eastern philosophy and mysticism and Eastern woman. all-knowing seer, a prophet, a monk. And so he walks in and he sees this fucking, Tibetan dude, or Nepalese dude. And he's like, oh, hello, master, obviously assumes, because, like, yeah, you probably would, right? Nope, it's the white lady who's, like, bringing in the tea. It's Tilda Swinton. And you're just like, like you couldn't find anyone else. Like, again, Eastern philosophy, Eastern medicine, and who is this represented by but a white lady with a shaved head? Sure. Hey, if he had to go to Britain to find the Ancient One, that's fine. But this temple, they're like headquarters, because there's like, they have like little, this is like the fucking, this is like ground zero, because they have little headquarters in like New York, London, and Hong Kong, which I'll get to later. But their main fucking shit, the center of their whole operation, apparently, is in Kathmandu, because the fucking center for all of this sorcery and mysticism and philosophy is Eastern, and they have a, fucking British lady who is like the master. Like, I am older than old. Like, I'm like, so by that, like, I'm more Tibetan really than all the Tibetan people. So white people, not only are we, white, so we're like, oh, we know the most about, like, we're the whitest of the white. Ha ha ha. And we also get to be apparently the most Tibetan. Hey, lucky us. And Jesus was white too, because, fucking Jews from Baghdad are white, right? They're Dutch. Anyway, so another, great casting call by Hollywood. Let's all give Hollywood and their producers and their casting agents a big round of applause. Because fuck it, Tilda Swinton could have been in this still. Just not that one. Anyway, you know what? I'm sorry. Tilda fucking Swinton. All right. So they start talking. They start, shooting the shit. And they're getting, he's slowly discovering what this all is. He's like, he's still hitting her with all the Western science shit, Western medicine, just be like, what kind of like cellular, like, regeneration technology do you have here? It's like, he thinks she's got a fucking, machine in the back of this monastery of this like nice like old temple. It's like, so surely you've got like a DNA modifier back there somewhere. And then she's like, no, we heal through Eastern philosophy, spirit, mind, chakras. It's that shit. And I love that, like, he's this like genius, Western surgeon, one of the most famous in the world apparently. And yet he's like, he still regards like that whole thing with like zero fucking seriousness. He's just like, oh, that gift shop shit. He's like, oh, that shit, like, and first of all, it's like, yeah, dude, the fucking, remember Joe Schmo basketball? He told you it was about spirit and fucking, like, you knew that. He already said that, but fuck it. So he gets all mad and he's just like, this is bullshit. He hits her with the gift shop line, and she's like, well, hold on here. Let me just blow your mind real quick. And she like thumb dabs him, and boo! And like he goes out and he like trips out and he's like being shot through time and space and like and like crazy CGI shit. It was all right. Like they did an okay job with that simply because it didn't have to make sense. Like it was just like I'm just gonna trip you the fuck out. But at the same time, like anyway. Because she's just joshing him, apparently. Because what happens is, like, he comes back, he, like lands in the chair, like, whoa, oh, and he's just like, what the fuck did you just do to me? And she's like, and then what does she do? She's like, you ever seen that in a gift shop? And she like, this is the all-knowing one. This is, like, this ancient, timeless entity, and she's, like, zinging him. Like, she's, like, hitting them with... And like, also, like, this asshole, like, just walks in and is like, fuck you. And she's like, I'm gonna blow your... Like it seems, like, childish, almost. It seems... um, immature to lower yourself and be like, I'm gonna blow this fucking dude's mind, and like, and now and he's like, teach me, because of course that's trailer fodder. Show me, and she's just like, no, and so that's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Finally, it's just like, so she kicks him, but then at the same time, you're like, but then why would you blow his fucking mind if you're just gonna send him out the door the next second? Like, why not just be like, peace, bitch? Like, I'm sorry, we can't help you. Like, bye. Like, just like, I feel like the all-knowing one would let the spoiled Westerner think he was better and march out of there, and not kind of like bring herself down to his level to be like, yeah, well, fuck you. I'm gonna blow your fucking mind real quick. So she sends him out, and he hangs outside all night. And Morto, or Molgor, or fucking Mordo, like he goes up to her and he has to convince her to let him in. He's like, "Come on, wouldn't it be better if we let this fucking dude in? I sense something there, maybe." And she's like, "Okay." So again, she's like apparently not that all knowing, because she's just kind of like, fine, we'll teach him. Like, maybe I fucked up. Like, yeah, I don't think you're supposed to fuck up, Ancient One. They let him in, start training him. The magic stuff, like, the whole, like, spittery, like firework magic shit. I don't know. I'm kind of like here or there with that. It didn't really bug me, but it didn't really like delight me too much either. I mean, I guess they that kind of like rune stuff. It looked good enough. Like, I'll say that it looked good enough. They're little like weapons that you can make out of magic and do. Fucking Mordo, he has like some like shit. He's got like his boots. These cool boots that allow him to like cast off or whatever, and that's cool. Like, I'm down for that. His little staff of the tribe, what is it, the ancient tribunal or whatever. So that's a fun little shout out. But then the bookkeeper guy, Wong, who's like, oh, finally an Asian guy's here. Hey, and it's Benedict Wong, so his name's just Wong. He's a librarian, and he's like, he's the cold guy. And Benedict keeps trying to make him laugh. He's like, don't you listen to Beyonce or any of these people? Come on. And he's like, are you that cut off? And it's just it's so stupid. You're just like, this is what any idiot would say. Like, does he really have to be like such a fucking idiot? So stupid. And then of course it turns out later that the monk, like, oh, he's listening to Beyonce, which is fucking stupid too. First of all, because I think I saw that joke in Zootopia a couple weeks ago, and also it's just like, he wouldn't be like, none of these ancient people in like, this isn't just a fucking temple. This is like the temple of temples, right? Like, shouldn't it be like, this is like the best fucking temple? Like, it's wiser than even the wisest temples in the world, which we can't even fathom as Westerners. And like, they are just like sitting around listening to Beyonce, zinging each other and fucking like throwing around just like weird, vague like philosophy shit. Just like, open your mind, and like all this Matrix. Yeah. Anyway, so he gets trained, and then eventually, I don't know, fucking. What even? I don't know. He's like stealing shit. So he steals like a fucking stone from the altar, which immediately you're like, shouldn't the fucking bad guy have stolen that? Like, because he's using it to like turn back time, and he's like he's breaking the rules, and he's learning quickly. So he goes through his training montage. He's getting better. His hands are he learns the magic eventually, and now he's like, yeah, so he's getting it. He's still, he's shaved up. He gets the goatee in order, so he's at least looking good again. And then, and I don't know, the mountain thing, leaving him on the mountain and like making him portal back. That's how he learns to like cast his portal shit. That was okay. Like, again, I didn't really mind that. I suppose, like, fuck it. That part in the movie, while like, I guess like I'm just bugged by like the how forced the jokes seem to be, all like this humor that's sprinkled in, just like because fucking Guardians of the Galaxy made money, and now like that's gonna like you just see the ripple effect through their fucking movies, like, and that's just what I hate. It's like, why do they all have to be so goddamn similar? Why do they have to be so similar? At least fucking Dawn of Justice was different. um, anyway, so, buddy, my cat is complaining. Sorry. So it goes on. So okay. So eventually he runs into the bad guy. The bad guy has sold out, and he's gonna try and destroy the world. At one point, like Doctor Strange, they his buddies, fucking Wong and Mordo, they explain the whole fucking world, or like what's happened. These planet, this. The worlds, like the mirror realm, or fucking whatever, the mirror dimension, and like the ghost dimension, and then this like evil dimension that's out there where the big bad guy lives. I fucking forget his name. I'm gonna call him Big Bad. So Big Bad lives out there, and then talking about, and then even before the Ancient One, there was even more Ancient One, and he like made all the magic on Earth or whatever, and he also made these 3 points in his ancientness. He's an ancient being, and he put them in the 3 greatest cities on Earth: New York, London, and fucking Hong Kong. And I was like, wait. How this guy made this shit like fucking thousands of years ago, and he put the portals in New York? I'm pretty sure that was a swamp until like 400 years ago. Not even. Fuck that. 300 years ago. Anyway, so besides that, in London too, it's just like, if anything, it should have been in like Mesopotamia, Babylon, and Beijing. Actually, that would be fine. That would probably stack up. That's an old fucking old city. So, or Chengdu or something. But like, so you had the chance. But anyway, so these are where these 3 portals are, and he's, the bad guy's like, and so now we set up the plot of like, okay, cool, bad guy's gonna destroy these 3 places, and then if he destroys all 3 of them, then big bad bad dimension dude gets to eat the Earth or whatever. Like, I don't know. It was a rough plot. Like, they were zinging through a lot. So, eventually they run into him, and bad dude, Caecilius, he's got, bar none, the most bland henchman ever. I mean, it's like people you run into in the gym in fucking Portland, Oregon. Seriously. Like, it's just like white dude with like a beard, and like gelled hair, like he's just got like a cut, and like like this blonde chick, and like this another, like they're all white, and like, but like the blonde girl just has like a ponytail, just like pulled back in a ponytail, and she's this is his like team of evil fanatical monk followers. Like, come on, guys. Like, I'm not saying, like, make them all, a certain, like, ethnicity. I'm saying, like, can you at least get cool-looking people? Interesting, fun, fucking, like, crazy-looking dudes? I mean, at least Pirates of the Caribbean 2 had, like, rad designs for just the fucking thugs, like, for the barnacle dudes or whatever, Sharkman. Like, you can't, like, it's just, like, people. They're just fucking people. And, like, and their powers are they have, like, air swords. And, apparently getting stabbed by one it kills you, but it doesn't kill, it kills one guy, and then later they stab Doctor Strange, and it doesn't kill him. I was a little confused by that. Of course. And anyway, so they're going around, he ends up fighting, he just, like, he's kind of still learning to fight. He's never fought with magic before, really, and, like, and he holds his own against multiple people. He even, like, falls back in the hospital. It's like, hey, I'm back! Like, and gets operated on real quick, and by his lover while having a ghost fight above them, like, and like, knocking shit over. So it's like, well, apparently then you do have effects on the real world? Like, I don't know. The rules here are very, very weird. And eventually this all ends with him going, super bendy Inception mode with all the buildings. I forget like if he's chasing the bad guy or the bad guy's chasing him, honestly. And then it all ends with the fucking be quiet, bud. It ends with Tilda Swinton. She shows back up. She rescues them essentially, or whatever. She steps in. She's like, "You can't harm that guy that could be a chosen one if that was a thing we were doing." And she fights, Caecilius, and his whole thing is like, she's the one who's taking she's using dark magic. Oh yeah, because that's so weird. Right. So first, sorry, let's go back real quick. Rewind. The first time he runs into Caecilius as he's destroying shit, him and Mordo going, we're going, let's try to stop him. He already destroyed New York. Gotta stop him in London, I think, or no, he destroyed London. We gotta stop him in New York. Anyway, so he fights him in New York, and in this New York sanctum, which is just a nice big building. And when he first arrives there, it's actually kind of cool because he just kind of stumbles in. Sorry, I'll be right. He kind of just stumbles in there, and he's just walking around, looking around, and the set is really well designed. I'm trying to stay positive a little bit. The set's it's good. You see all these cool masks, and you see the cloak for the first time, and it's just floating and just kind of and just looks at him, and it's just kind of hovering, watching him walk by. Very flowing, and it's oh wow, that's really cool, and it's finally still for a second. Then suddenly the bad guys show up and he starts fighting them, and the cape gets broken out and protects him and just chooses him, and you're like, okay, why not? I kind of saw that coming. And then it just straight up fucking beats the shit out of one of the dudes, and which is the guy that he has a ghost fight with. It just wails on this motherfucker, and I don't know, I was like, okay, that's a little much, isn't it? Essentially now he has a cape that he can just detach and let it just sick him, and it'll go for it, Maybe make it a bit more flying carpet Aladdin, keep it more there. But it's really doing work for him. So then he gets the cape. He actually he locks up the bad guy, throws him in this trap, kind of this cool when he gets broken down into it and it straps him up it's this magical body, kind of contraption. It's pretty cool looking. But and then he gives him his little rant, he's like, here, let me see what you have to say real quick. And he's like, the fucking Ancient One is betraying you. She's using dark magic, and she's just as to make herself live longer, and she preaches against it, but she's using it so bad, And he's like, that's bullshit. I'll be right back. And he leaves, and then oh no, more guys come through, and then he gets back, and oh, he's gone. Oh yeah, and then he has a ghost fight with one dude, and then oh, he's gone. So they have to go. So they go back to the sanctum in Tibet, through these doors, portals or whatever. And Topher and Mordo's all like, she would never do that. And he's like, I think she fucking is. And he just immediately believes the bad guy, even though back when he was listening to him, he was like, you're full of shit, stuffs his mouth shut. Comes back, he's like, dude, I think the fucking leader's on dark magic, man. And because he read it, he had no problem doing his little turn back time and just reading the pages of how to do it. It's wait, so yeah, why does everyone do that? I'm kind of confused. Why didn't the bad guy steal that fucking gem? Anyway, so then immediately, so they have this quick conversation about, whether he's good or bad, and then suddenly, oh shit, he's back, they go and fight him again, it results in the big Inception scene, which I was talking about, they're chasing, she shows up, Ancient One, I'm here, fights Caecilius, and he kills her. Right after revealing that because apparently if you knock her hood off while she's using her powers, the fucking symbol of darkness is glowing right in her fucking forehead. She's like, oh, that's why I wear a hood. Okay, so he kills her, and she's like, told you so, or whatever. So she's dead, or she falls into nothingness and into the crazy escape. They escape too. They managed to, and now the showdown will be for the last sanctum in Hong Kong. Okay, which also you couldn't pick the one ancient. You picked the one non-ancient city, fucking China, didn't you? Anyway, so then they prepare for battle there, and now Mordo is the one being like, she betrayed us, man. She betrayed us. And Benedict Wong's like, get it together. She didn't betray us. And you're like, you were the one sowing the seeds of doubt in the first place, man. It's like the switching is incredible. And then he somehow, I don't even know. Like, yeah. And so basically all you manage to learn from her, like, I forget even what part, like, he ends up, like, getting to have a little, like, conversation with her in New York, you know, in this instance. They're both ghost figures, and they're sitting watching snow and thunderstorm, or lightning storm or whatever. And, again, like, her whole philosophy to him, apparently, the whole time is just like, you are egotistical. Learn to see things the other way. You're selfish. And just kind of like nailing this fucking thing into his skull. And I mean, I guess like that's a good message, but like it was just so simple. Where was the philosophy here? Like I never in all of the Ancient Ones, you know, dialogue, I don't know, did I see a lot of like think outside the box shit, you know. I didn't feel like I learned much. Anyway, so yeah, he gets to fucking Hong Kong and it's already all fucked up. Oh no, he's already done it. He reverses time with again his just like his fucking plot breaker of a goddamn necklace. Reverses time, and then like just brings Wong back to life. So it's like, oh, he has dominion over life and death now. That's not bad. Wow. Okay. So he revives Wong, and it's like, well, now we got to fight these guys all over again, while the world is like reversing, you know, and as they're reversing too, like destroying the place. But then they kind of like break out of it, and he's like, oh, you're not going to turn back time on me. I'll kill you first. Okay, yeah. So they're all fighting. They start doing their shit. And then eventually somehow it becomes like hopeless, and he's just, you know, Caecilius is just like, I've got you, what are you gonna do? He's out there in you know, because his whole thing is like, I want to bring, you know, life everlasting to the earth, because that's what he'll do. He'll murder us all in everlasting death. Okay. We'll live forever as dark dead slaves. We'll live forever in death. So, but he's like, yeah, in this deathless, timeless zone. He goes, timeless, ha ha ha. But I have this thing that lets me control time or bring time with me, essentially. Okay, so he goes into the Nether, because now the zone is like above them, like they can see it. It's like the porthole is open. Okay, whatever. Goes up there, goes into the zone, you know, dark zone, big purple, looks kind of like breakfast cereals, breakfast fruity puffs, the dark world, and then lands, and you see the ultimate CGI bad guy. It's like, you know, like pulsating face of evil that kind of looks like, I don't know, the bad guy from Warcraft 3. Anyway, so, but it's just a face. But he, like, is the universe. So that's kind of cool. Like, he just, like, and this gets into, like, a pretty cool thing. So, like, I thought, like, this was at least fun. It was a good way to vanquish the bad guy, and, it was rickety to get to. It took some rickety logic to kind of, like, end up there. But once you got what was happening, you know, not a bad way of doing it. So basically, he using the gem, he shows up and he's like, okay, Cthulhu, big bad, I'd like to bargain with you. And he's like, bargain with me? I'm gonna fucking kill you, blah! And like, kills him immediately. And then suddenly you just see him land again, walking, and he goes, hey, Cthulhu, I want to bargain with you. He's like, I'm gonna kill you immediately! And he kills him again. And then, and, you know, land, but sorry, it's not doing it, and he just lands. And you're like, okay, like, this is definitely, like, on repeat. And he's like, I'd like to make a deal with you. He's like, fucking die! And, like, he does it again, and suddenly you realize, like, oh, he catches him in a loop. He's like, guess what? I've caught you in a loop with this little thing. He's like, how are you doing this? Caught you in a loop with this little thing. we're just gonna keep playing this moment out until you decide you don't want to. And he's like, oh fucking, so he kills him like 20, 100 fucking thousand times maybe. It just keeps going, and until he finally gets so tired, he's like, let me leave this moment. He's like, okay, I will if you like just like give up on Earth or just like leave Earth right now. Yeah, pretty good. Like he basically just beats him, and so he's like, all right, fine. And he's like, oh yeah, and take your fucking like servants with you. And he's like, all right, fine. And so yeah, so there you go. He goes back to Earth and like he lands and he's like, guess what? And Casillas is like, hey, what are you doing back here? He's like, well, your boss, I just kind of like fucked you. And he's like, what? Ah! And him and the two women, I guess, his two last followers are sucked up into the porthole. Boop, gone. Thing that dissipates. And yeah, and that's it. And then he's now, and it I love like how it ends. It's just such a like, you know what's going on here. It's like, and now I'm here and I'm gonna wait for the Marvel guys to pick me up, essentially just like, and like, well, now I must watch over this world, and and he's got his cape back, and he always had the guy. I don't know what I'm saying. He gave the gem back. He put it back on the thing. But then again, it's like, hey, if I ever need to, turn back time, I guess here we go. And then at the end, you see him meet up with Thor, and he's like, I am interested in helping you in your next movie, so I'll be there. All right, fuck it, whatever. Doctor Strange, throw him in. I like him as like, yeah, throw him as a side character, but I mean, still though, okay. So here we go. Boring, yeah. I mean, boring plot to me. Formulaic as fuck. If you're into heavy CGI visuals, okay, but it's nothing you haven't seen in Inception. It goes all like, those things you put it and it gets like the crazy patterns, the crazy colorful patterns. They do that a lot, kind of, and sure, okay, but like if you're looking for writing or any kind of like actual like thing to chew on with your brain.